Hey guys, welcome back to Review here today with some COD Vanguard beta gameplay. Now today I'm going to be talking about the beta, my thoughts on it, and this is not like live commentary, this is me sort of discussing what I feel about the game and how I thought the beta went. And then in the coming days I'll put up the actual straight gameplay and sort of like a clip style thing. But this is mainly discussing the actual game and its state right now. So if you've seen any of my other Vanguard content, you'll know I'm not really a fan at all. I think it's, honestly, when I finished playing the beta, my thoughts on it are that it should have been sold as an expansion of Modern Warfare, like World War II expansion, or like Modern Warfare Year 2, Year 3, World War II, or something like that, where you just, if they want to charge you, you just pay again, and then you unlock basically a map and weapon pack, you know, like the olden days. Because really, playing this, as you'll tell from the title, it already feels stale, and it's not even out yet. Think about that, like, this game is not out yet, and it's everything I've already seen. I'm bored out of my goddamn mind playing it. Like, it's a beta where you're supposed to be getting hyped for when it actually comes out. And there are some good things here. I do see some positive improvements. I'm not fully, like, shitting on the game, but it's just boring. Like, of course, every COD, to an extent, is basically the same game with a few different features. Now, the last couple CODs have sort of went backwards, where they continually get worse and remove features, and then Modern Warfare sort of mixed the bag again and sort of reinvigorated COD. And this now is, like I said, feels like a skin of over Modern Warfare. Like, nothing here feels fresh or new. It's just like a different gun in my hands on a different map, but I'm still playing Modern Warfare. And maybe for some people that would be good if you just want more Modern Warfare, but you can just play Modern Warfare. This is a full-price AAA game. It should be more than just the feeling of a different map. Like, I don't enjoy playing it, and I definitely wouldn't enjoy paying $90 to play it, Canadian that is, where it's just a rehash of something I've already played hours of. I don't want to play more hours of the same shit. I know COD fans, they like to eat that shit up, just, you know, sell me the same garbage year after year. But this one's like an exceptionally glaring example of just the same shit. Like, everything here is the same. I think, on top of that, with it being a World War II game, if you actually like World War II games, you will hate this game. Like, it has zero feeling of World War II at all. I've played a lot of good World War II games, you know, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, and being World War 1. They're not too far different from each other. Even COD World War II has more of a World War II feeling than this game. Like, all the guns are the most extreme inaccuracies you could imagine. Like, nothing but it feels like World War II. Like, your sights don't feel like World War II. Your guns don't feel like World War II. Your, you know, characters, your maps. I don't hate the maps that we got to play during the beta. A couple, there was like 4 of them, I think, and 2 of them were pretty good. One of them was awful, and one of them was like meh. To get into my main gripes, as with pretty much every COD, the spawns are still terrible. If they ever just put in the smallest effort to make their spawn system good, I could see COD actually being enjoyable. The spawns are horrendous, like always, especially on the one sort of smaller, like tube-shaped map. You're just getting spawn trapped. Like, it's not fun. And then wait till launch comes, where we have SBMM that's super strict and just crushing in on you. You're not going to be having a good time. On top of that, like I said, everything is just rehashed of what you've already seen. The classes are identical, but worse. You're missing things. Like, there's just now perks, 2 guns, tactical, and lethal. There's none of the, like, wildcard system that we saw from Black Ops. Like, there's no perks that sort of work with your class. Like, across the board, you can just put 10 attachments on a gun, on any gun, which is way too many. And there's no, like, perk like there was in Cold War and Modern Warfare that sort of increases that, so you have, like, a give-take. It's just all give, and everything's just, it's just like a mess of a gun. The movement and the TTK and the sort of gun feel is all fine. This is, of course, using sort of not modded guns. The entire debate around the recoil, the gun feel, just the entire shooting mechanic of the whole game. All that debate just goes out the window as soon as you hit like max on a gun, which is absurdly high, by the way. Like, the Modern Warfare already had this massive problem of just huge swaths of attachments that all do the exact identical thing or like minutely different, just to sort of buffer out how much of a level the gun had. Like, instead of doing the prestige system that they used to do, like in the old Black Ops and, you know, the good CODs back in the day, where you would just level a gun, prestige it, level it again, prestige it. Now it's like these guns go to 70, level fucking 70, and 50 of them are the same sights, like in like grips that do 0.2% difference from another. And we all know that on launch, within the first fucking 2 days, there's going to be a guide of, these are the exact meta attachments, and then everyone just runs that. But they just buffer out these guns, 70 levels on a gun of just, and every level, some levels have 2 attachments. Like, there's like 100 attachments on a gun. I get that, like, from a consumer perspective, you're thinking that's a good thing, but from a gameplay perspective, it's really not. There's just too much there. I know it's weird to complain, though, too many attachments, there's too much content, but it's not really content when it's just like I said, fractionally, marginally different than each other. Just overwhelming amounts of attachments that all fucking don't matter at all. It's just filler for the sake of filler so that they can put on the box over 100 attachments per gun. It's a little much. But as for gameplay, it's the same COD that you know. Like I said, it just feels like Modern Warfare, but worse. It's just Modern Warfare. There's the mounting ruins COD for me. I wouldn't touch this game with a fucking pole if it had mounting at all, no matter how good it was. So without mounting, it's still meh. Like, I didn't really see it being egregiously overused or anything like that. Not as bad as Modern Warfare is, but it will still turn into fucking COD Camp Guard very quickly as soon as it's like actually out. Already in the beta, it was just people sitting in corners and hiding. That said, I do like a few things. They have this sort of queue feature you can do now where you can pick sizes of your queue for your team. So we all have seen before like 6v6, and then there'll be like 12v12 versions of TDM. Well, now they sort of have it split into 3 types of one queue. So you can pick, I want team deathmatch, and you can choose, I just left it on all of them. You can choose between like tactical, something else it was called in the middle, and then blitz. And blitz would be 10v10, tactical would be 6v6, and then the middle one was 8v8. Now, I like this idea, I just think it needs to be more drastically different, because if you think about 6v6, 8v8, 10v10, what's the, like, really, there's not that much of a fucking difference between 6 and 8. I was hoping it was going to be like tactical would be less than the average 6v6, but as it is, I would like to see like 6v6, 10v10 be the middle, and then like, you know, 14-14 or 12-12, or like big maps only and have it be like 16v16 or something like that. Because 10v10 plays good, but like you can't tell the difference between 6-6 and 8-8. It really doesn't feel like much of a difference. But I do like that feature. I think it's cool. It just sort of at least adds a little variation to the game. Because like I had them all just on and all the modes on. So now you're getting like 4 or 5 different modes that also have 3 different sort of subsets of the player base amount. So you kind of get a different feel. Even though you're getting the same maps over and over, it's like a different flow to it, kind of. That's one of the few positives I saw, something that actually is different in this game. But everything else is the same. On top of that, just from a console perspective, there's no haptics on this game. I don't really know why. Cold War has them. This game doesn't. By that, I mean like trigger effects. I know most people turn them off, including myself. But I'm just sort of saying they're not there. So if you like that, they're not there. I don't know if that's just for the beta. But they were there in the Cold War beta, and they're not there in this beta. So I'm not sure if that's how it's going to be at launch, but if so, that's definitely a miss, because using the DualSense to its potential really does just heighten your time playing the game. Oh, I almost completely forgot the biggest gripe I have with the whole thing. The audio is terrible. I cannot go hard enough on how fucking bad the audio is. I don't know what is going on. I pray, I'm not buying the game, but I pray that this is a bug. Because if you are buying this shit and that's the audio that they're giving you, this is insane to me. It is the worst audio I have ever experienced in a AAA game, in a shooter game of any kind in my life. You can't hear fucking anything. nothing. You can't hear anything except your guy's fucking feet clapping against the ground as he runs by. You can't hear someone standing right beside you. You can't hear someone sprinting up right beside you. You can't even hear fucking shooting around you accurately or to the right decibel level. Everything is muted, suppressed, just deafened. It feels like I'm playing with like wet fucking washcloths shoved in my ears. Like I got soapy sponges deep into my ear canals, and I can't hear anything except like muffled echoes of what could be sound. Like it sounds like I'm underwater, except my guy's fucking footsteps. That's it. My gun shooting and my footsteps are all I can hear. Nothing else can be reliably heard at all. And you might think I'm over exaggerating or overreacting. You haven't heard this shit for yourself until you've played it. My god, it is bad. It's the worst audio I've ever heard in a game. It makes it fucking unplayable. Every death you get will be because, oh, I didn't even hear the guy fucking shooting me in the same room as me. I didn't even hear him run in here in the first place. It is rough. Now, I pretty much don't have anything else to say besides just rehashing the same thing I've said, and that's that playing this feels no different than playing a game you played 2 years ago. To a further generalization, 10 years ago. It's still COD, of course, but it is honestly a fucking World War II skin over top of Modern Warfare, and they're charging you full price and a battle pass every single season, plus all the paid bundles you could imagine. I just truly don't understand why you would buy this game or why you would want to play it at all. If you're gonna go out and get a AAA shooter, it should feel fresh. Wait the extra 2 weeks, pick up Battlefield. Wait the extra, a week, and play Halo for free. There's multiplayer. Like, I don't even like Halo, but I'll play that over this any day, because at least it's something different than the same old shit that COD pumps out. And this time, even more blatantly a reskin of a game that you just played 2 years ago. That game, at least at the time, was fresh. You're not going to get anything fresh. No fresh game smell feeling when you boot this bad boy up. It is shit you have seen over and over and over. Identical. If you're just a Warzone player, at least you can play, the guns and all that shit for free. You get a new map, whatever. I don't like Warzone, I don't play Warzone. But that's what I would say, stick to that at least if you're going to play this in some form. Because the full game is not worth it at all. The beta wasn't bad, but it was just COD, It was the same fucking COD. And with this such small amount of effort, in no way could I ever say pick it up. I do think if it was sold at half price and marketed as an expansion of Modern Warfare, like World War II, expansion to Modern Warfare, the next step in Modern Warfare, we go back to World War II, and they don't charge you the full fucking price, I would see it making a lot more sense. But as for this, nah, I don't like it. It's not for me, and I think I've said all that I need to say. Hopefully you guys get what I'm talking about here. Play it for yourself, and you'll see exactly what I mean. It just doesn't feel fun or new or fresh. It's just the same old shit. And a game shouldn't feel this stale and dated and boring before it's even out. That's about it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.